Hey, what's going on,
Hi.
guys? How you doing? I got my lovely guest, Erica Gandee. Um, yeah, she's an MPC competitor, and she's about to do a show soon. And she's
That's
here to tell how she got started into bodybuilding. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much. Yeah, I have
yeah,
two boys.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I know. Did they give you something for Mother's Day, or
no, just happy Mother's Day. I have an 8-year-old son, Derek, and I have an adult son. He's not going to be 19, so he's off doing his own thing. He's in welding school, so
all right?
you know how they are when they're 19 years old.
Okay, you
They're
go to
just off
welding
doing their
school?
own thing.
That's
What's
that's
that?
good. You said welding
Yeah,
school?
yeah,
Oh, okay,
welding school.
that's good. That's a good trade. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he had a
forgot
rough
what they
time.
do. No, I'm sorry. I forgot what they do in welding. What like they I forgot. I don't like what they do. Like fix things or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they
It's
do
been a
put
while.
together buildings. I mean, pretty
Okay.
much all of the structural steel
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
did building maintenance, like when you said welding,
Oh,
it was
really?
like, I did like an internship like years back. And so when you say welding, it was like, wait a second. Because we would like change lights and all that crazy stuff. But I don't want to go all that. It's about you. It ain't about me.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, that's for sure.
Yeah, but
Being a
that's
welder.
good though. He's learning a trade. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you got started into bodybuilding?
Well, bodybuilding came, well, I've only been doing it for almost a year now. July will be a year.
Okay.
Prior to that, so my journey started back in 2016 when I was pregnant with my second son, Derek. My brother was murdered in 2016. So during that time, a lot of things happened. I was really overweight. I had really unhealthy eating habits. I didn't know anything about fitness at all. I was suicidal. I had postpartum depression, all sorts of things that were undiagnosed from my brother's murder. So, about, I want to say, maybe a year to 2016 to 2017 is when I decided I wanted to get healthy, basically. I kept hearing this voice in my head saying, get up, because if you don't get up, you're going to die too. Like, you're going to die. You got to do something. So, without expectation, I just put my baby in the stroller and I started walking. Every day I was walking 3, 4, 5 miles, and it turned into running 5 to 10 miles a day for years. I was running probably 5 to 10 miles, sometimes more than that, for the last 7 years. And then I ended up going into CrossFit for 2 years, which was great. It taught me a lot of how to manage weight, you know, stretch myself, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, it was great. And I made a lot of good friends in CrossFit. But with CrossFit, I wasn't really getting the physique that I necessarily wanted. It wasn't building me out the way that I am now. So I made the decision. I prayed about it. I'm like, should I leave CrossFit and go to bodybuilding? What should I do? And I decided to go to bodybuilding, and it was the best decision that I made. So I ended up joining a gym. I joined Fit Body Fusion. I don't know if you've heard of them before. I was with them for a little while as a virtual coach and nutrition plan. So I just basically followed what the coach was telling me to do in the gym. I ended up switching coaches. I have a different coach now. Her name is Sherry Cameron. I don't know if you know of her or not. But
It
yeah,
rings
for
a
the
bell.
last, what's that?
And I said it rings a bell, Chevy Cameron. I
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I've been with her for probably 8 months now, maybe. I'm not sure. But she's been wonderful. She's my trainer. She just makes sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in the gym. Um, and that's how I got started. So, and really my motivation is my brother. That's where it all started. My running, everything has been to honor my brother's life. It was snuffed out. He didn't get to live it. He was only 26 years old. And everything I do has been to save myself and to honor him. So
Yeah. I'm sorry. My condolences to your brother. Yeah.
thank you.
How
And
long
my mom too.
was he in the service? I think I seen a picture of him. Like he was in the
No, my
military or
brother
something.
wasn't. My
Oh,
husband is a Marine. Yeah,
okay. All right.
he's a Marine. That's what you saw. My brother was not in the service. No.
Oh, okay. Wow. Did you ever find out how he got murdered or who murdered
Yeah, my
him?
brother's murder was he was standing outside of a bar by his car. It's all on videotape. And he was ambushed by two people, two men that he didn't know. And they were caught almost immediately, a few days after the murder had taken place. He was standing there. They ambushed him, shot him twice in the chest. He didn't know it hit him, and he was like this. You can see on the camera.
Yeah.
When the second bullet hit him, he ran, obviously, and they gave chase. And they were charged with premeditated murder. They chased after him and shot him a total of 5 times. And honestly, even though it's a horrible thing to say, we're grateful that we had the cameras so that we could figure out who did what, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm sorry
it's
to
a
hear
very
that.
tough thing to go through. But that's what built me. It's what gave me my motivation to get myself healthy and to be there for my newborn child. I wanted to be as mentally and physically fit when court came, which came about 3 years later. Because I wanted to be able to speak, obviously, to his murderers directly. And I did just that. I changed my life. I changed my whole body composition, my mind frame, everything. I took control back of who I am. And I was able to speak and honor my brother in such a way that made the entire courtroom cry, including the prisoners that were sitting on the side. So, and that's what I wanted. I wanted my heart to be felt and for people to understand the severity of making such a stupid decision to take somebody's life. But at the same time, they were not going to take mine. I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What this a robbery or
What's that?
was this a robbery or they just knew him or they
They tried to claim that it was a robbery.
yeah.
That was one of the things that they went back and forth with, but my brother was found with $2,500 on him, and they didn't rob him. They just didn't like him. My brother was a very confident man, very confident. I wouldn't say he was arrogant. He was very accepting of everybody, every culture, every person. And I think people with insecurities, they tend to take offense to that. And the person that shot him, he had been out on parole for about 6 months. I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
No, that's okay. So, but let me read the chat a little bit. For
Sure.
real quick. Yeah, shout out to Kelly Kareem. Yeah, sweetie. I see you too. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Yeah, she says good luck. Fab and
Thank
Flashy.
you.
Hi. Hello, Mother's Day, Erica. And Kelly says, I'm sorry for your loss. My boy, all the ways, George Page, my condolences and justice for the victims, not the criminals. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to dwell on that, that's a lot, that's a lot to even share, like but I'm gonna ask you
Absolutely.
that, like, how do you like not have resentment and just keep moving on and stuff.
I had resentment and anger for a long time. And then I went to work I worked for one of the prisons here in Florida,
Okay.
one of the most violent juvenile prisons in Florida. And I got to teach CrossFit. I was in the education department and physical education. And I got to see the other side, not to justify any actions. These kids were murderers. They killed their family members. They've done some heinous, horrible things, but they grew up in environments that didn't give them the opportunity to know anything else other than being in survival mode. Does that make sense? So they acted out in such a way, to murder people, to harm people, to whatever they did. So when I saw the other side of it, these murderers, I was in a position to teach what I was resenting. I was in a position to rehabilitate, or at least attempt to rehabilitate these kids. I had no choice, no choice, but my heart was able to forgive because I was able to see from the other side what people who commit these crimes go through. Not to say that it is okay in any way, but I was able to forgive. And I remember leaving there one day, and I forget what song it was. I think it might have been Alanis Morissette. Thank You. I don't know if you know that song, but it was playing in my car, and I cried because I felt like I had come full circle. I was so angry, so resentful, but given this opportunity to be in this prison with these young men who have killed people, to teach them to see the light in their eyes when they are doing these different CrossFit moves, and they've never had somebody be proud of them, and they see me be proud of them. You're able to see so many different aspects. I was able to forgive the action, and not only for for them or whatever. It's for me. It's
Yeah.
so that I have peace. Because you can move forward. What does it do to hang on to the anger, to the resentment, to all that stuff? And I know if my brother was here, he would want me to forgive. That was the type of person that he was. He would want me to forgive and move on and live a healthy, peaceful life. And that's kind of how I look at it. I get to carry on his legacy and honor him through my bodybuilding, through inspiring other people who have been through adversity, the worst tragedies, whatever the case may be. I'm an open book, and I want to continue to inspire people,
Yeah.
with bodybuilding or whatever spirit God has for me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, shout out to you for decided to want to teach these kids. Like, what state are you in?
Florida.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. They teach you. They able to learn CrossFit. Where they at? Like the
Yeah.
gym?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you have to these boys, they obviously have mental health issues, anger issues. They come from
Yeah,
violent homes. Some of them were kept in cages by their family. I mean, just terrible, terrible situations that were a recipe for disaster, for murder, for whatever. So they go into this environment and you teach them, hey, get up on this bar and do this, And they're like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. They're against it. They don't want to engage, but I slowly was able to get them to engage. And I'm like, look, if I can do it, you can do it. So one would do it, and then the other one would challenge the other inmate to do it. And they were like so happy because I'm screaming and I'm clapping, and like they've never had somebody be proud of them,
yeah,
and it makes so much sense. Like if you're just on Mother's Day, right? Us being proud and saying, good job, like you did such a great job, it makes such a difference to them. It affects their whole psyche, their whole mental makeup. All it takes is a few kind words. I mean, those kids may never change. They may murder again.
yeah,
But I've done my part as a homicide survivor, and to honor my brother, to try to make the change, you know, and to see the light in their eyes. It's therapeutic, it's healing, and it makes you want to forgive.
Yeah. Sometimes
Because
you
I don't
got.
believe,
Oh, no, go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, sometimes to help yourself, you have to help others. That's what I've learned.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah. So,
for me, that is my calling, to help other people. I am my best when I'm inspiring and when I'm helping other people.
man.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's move on a bit with bodybuilding. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
because what to get you, yeah, like, what was like your first show like, you doing bodybuilding? Like, how did you know what to do? Like, who's your coach? You know?
Well, Sherry Cameron is my
Oh yeah,
coach.
yeah, Chevy
And
Cameron.
yes. And my first show is actually next month. I'm 7 weeks out. I'm the figure division. I'll be at the St. Pete Pro Classic, I think it's called. And then I'm doing the Ty Pope show in July. That's in Orlando. So Sherry's
Okay.
basically guided me through, training. She's provided the nutrition. I eat 6 meals a day. She's on my ass to stay on point. I mean, I don't need much. I'm pretty disciplined, but she ensures that I'm making the right weight, I'm doing the right things. And she's helped me with posing. She was
Yeah.
wonderful at posing. So I work out 3 times a day right now. I train at 4 in the morning. I do my 35 minutes of the Stairmaster
Mm-hmm.
for cardio. And then later on in the day, I do 20 minutes of cardio on the assault treadmill at home. And then I do my ab work, which is hanging leg lifts, kneeling cable crunches. I do bent over rows. For my arms, I do dumbbell curls. So it's a lot in combination with posing as well, practicing.
Yeah. Like, why did you do figure?
Well, because my body composition is meant for figure.
Oh, okay.
I'm nowhere near like tiny enough for bikini. They're a little bit more smaller. I
Yeah.
tend to have the Dorito back.
Yeah.
My shoulders are really broad, and my waist is tiny. So that's kind of
What
the
did
composition for figure.
did you thought of? No, I was kind of focusing like women's physique.
Yeah, well, I'm able to do women's physique as well
Okay.
right now, but I would be on the smaller side. But
Yeah.
since these are my first 2 shows, I just want to get a feel for figure. And then coach told me, let's go back in the gym, wait another 6 months to a year, and then we'll do figure because we got to gain a little bit of fat back, build muscle, and then go into
So
physique. Yeah,
forgive me if I didn't get everything. So this is your first show. Come.
correct.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. Are you do you feel nervous or excited or?
I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous, but
Yeah.
my coach is great, and I have all the confidence in the world to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked myself up for this for almost 9 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I wish you good
I'm more
luck.
excited.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I've been to bodybuilding shows. I'm planning to go to the New York Pro this
Oh,
coming
really?
week next weekend. Yeah, yeah. I went there last year, but I was there late, and so I went to like following that I went to like two OCB natural bodybuilding shows and stuff.
How was that?
It was okay. Like the first show that I went to on OCB, it was at a college dorm, and it was
Oh,
a little inconvenient, but it wasn't too bad in terms of you see regular people, a lot of
right.
regular people, showing support to people that's on stage, and you know I don't know. Like when I was at the New York Pro, I see a whole lot of bodybuilders, and it was like a planet of
Right.
bodybuilders and stuff. And I'm like the average person. I'm like, I feel out of place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just probably had to give it a chance and stuff because
Right.
it's kind of like it's a foreign language, like learning a sport. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It was for me too.
yeah,
Because I'm such a fast-paced person. Like I was a runner. Like I said, CrossFit was very high intensity weight throwing, and for years I was against the gym. I'm like, it's way too slow. I want to be like moving, moving, moving. But like I love it. I love it now. I love picking up heavy shit.
yeah,
And I mean it's great. I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's how it is with women. A lot of you women, man, like yeah, like it's different reasons, but it's kind of the same if it makes sense. Because there's
Yeah.
women that they at first they wasn't really too fond of it, but then they kept
Hmm.
doing it, and they bound to love it. So yeah, because like the average person they don't really pay attention to this sport like that. It's
Yeah.
some say it's a fringe sport or a niche sport. But yeah.
Hmm.
Let me
Yeah, it's
see.
great.
Is there someone in the sport that you respect?
I love Corey Iverson. She's one of my favorites
Yeah, yeah,
from the
yeah,
80s. Yeah,
yeah.
I
She
love
she
her
was
physique.
yeah she was more she was like a performer. You don't really see too much of that. I don't really see too
Yeah,
much of
not anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then she was in
And I
movies
like,
too.
yeah, and what's the other one? Her last name is McLish. I forget
Oh,
her
Rachel
first name.
McLish. Yeah,
Yes, I love her
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah. I think she was like the first Miss Olympia.
Olympia. Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, what? Let's take a trip to your your Facebook. Yeah, check it out a little bit. You know, I see that you was in some competitions and stuff like that. Not I mean not I'm sorry, my mind is off. I mean you got pictures of you in competition. That's what I meant. Uh, yeah, I'm crazy sometimes, Erica. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Okay, this is yeah. Can you see this? Just to make
Yep.
sure.
I can see it. Hmm.
Yeah, okay.
That's me
All
in my
right. Yeah, you
garage.
have a nice physique, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have a
Yeah,
yeah.
those are my check-in photos from like a
Ooh,
week ago.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep. See,
yeah.
Dorito back.
Your husband yeah. Your husband is he a bodybuilder?
He is not, but he's with me in the gym every single day, every morning.
That's good. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
he stays pretty fit.
I'm taking it that yeah, I'm taking it that he gonna be attending your show.
Yes, of course, yes. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that was a silly question. Of course, he probably is. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. Yeah. So, unfortunately, some people were not put here to evolve. They are here to remind you what it looks like if you don't. And it
Um,
makes so much sense. Was you always like a spiritual person?
I would say yes. Yeah, I've always been a
Okay.
spiritual person. I think I just turned away from it for a long time because I didn't know how
Right.
to deal with it all, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Like one of your links, you're a medium.
I am a medium. Yes.
Yeah. Like how did you know how did you know that you had these abilities? When did you know you had these abilities?
Well, I've known them since I was a kid, but they didn't start resurfacing until after my brother was murdered.
Yeah.
And even after that, because I get visions, they touch me, they live with me, they're always around me. Anyway, I kind of didn't know what to do with my abilities. Um, And I didn't know if I wanted to go public with it until the last 2 years. So when we were living in Inverness, our house was basically like Grand Central Station for the dead. If you go onto my website, to my blog section, and scroll all the way down to the bottom,
Yeah,
you can
we
see
can do that.
videos of the spirits that reside in the home. We have some that live here in our house now, but most of them stayed in the other house.
Mhm.
There was a lot of, we had a portal in our house. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but once you see the video, you'll understand everything.
Okay.
Um, so I knew that they were attracted to me. And, I had a medium friend, two medium friends, and they're like, Erica, you're a medium, you have abilities, like, wake up. They're attracted to you. You need to learn how to utilize these gifts. And they basically taught me how to channel and how to use my gifts. And I've been using them for the last couple of years to help people find closure. And
Mm.
I'm able to connect to the other side. And I'm not a scam
Yeah.
artist or anything like that. I have plenty of reviews and history on there. There's family history of my lineage.
Leonard, you were Celtic. Your lineage is like a Celtic lineage.
I'm Irish and
Yeah.
Colombian, but my
Okay.
Irish side goes back to I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Okay.
My lineage goes back to the Salem witch trials. My ancestor was one of the only witches on trial that didn't get murdered.
Okay. Say that again. That last one. Your one of your ancestors. What was the last one that?
She was the last one to, she was set to be murdered with
Yeah.
all the other women that were accused of being witches and things like that. But she was the only
Yeah.
one that wasn't murdered. She was
Oh,
released
okay.
after she had to watch all of the other women get murdered.
Yeah. That's a lot. I mean, like I mean, I don't know, like, like it, then again, things is kind of open now. I noticed, like, I work at the library and they have like all these witch books and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think people are starting to wake up to the collective consciousness that's around us
yeah,
and starting to understand that this indoctrination that's been beat into our heads for years, with the Bible and misconstruing all sorts of crap, a lot of that is meant for control and manipulation. I think people are opening up and realizing there's so much more, that Christ, God, Spirit is within us. We have these abilities. We all have abilities. They're just dormant. You just have to be open to them.
yeah. Do you know,
And
like,
people are
about?
lost.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I thought you stopped because you stopped. I was like,
It's okay.
nah. Do you have what, like, they call the third eye, the celestial eye, that opens?
My
Yeah,
third eye, is it open? Is that
yeah,
what you're
yeah. That's what I'm trying to ask.
I get, like I told you, I get a lot of messages,
Okay.
like during when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'll get full names. I wake up to my husband and I'm like, babe, remember this name. Because once my feet hit the floor, sometimes I'll forget. I'm like,
Yeah.
remember this name. And then I'll have to do the research on the person. And then I find out the person, how they died. They died traumatically. And then I channel and I'm like, I ask spirit, I'm like, what do you need me to say to their family? And I kind of have to put the pieces together and figure out how to approach the family with that information.
Mm.
So
Yeah, you ever worked with the police, like a murder or something like that, or?
I have not.
Um,
I did one time get a vision of a girl around here that was taken. Sometimes they come to me when I'm in the shower. I know that's weird, but this little girl, somebody took this little girl, and I called the police. And they're nobody, when you tell them you're a medium, and they're like, lady, you're friggin' nuts. You know, I'm like, is there a little girl in this area that's missing? They're like, we don't have any record of that. I'm like, listen, I know that there's a little girl around here that's missing. And it turned out 2 weeks later, it was in the next county. The girl that I had the vision of, she was
Yeah.
found. And somebody did take her,
Mm.
but he didn't kill her. She was still alive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, how do people view you? How do people look at you?
well, usually one of two ways. Either they're really accepting and intrigued and open, and they know who I am, my heart, my story, that I'm not scamming them, like this is for real, or they totally hate me and they think I worship Satan and I'm a liar and all this stuff. But you know what? To me, that's their problem. I know what I have to offer. And if spirit brings you to me to have a reading or whatever the case may be, then it's meant to be. But if you want to sit and hate me, go ahead, because I'm still going to do my thing anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's something that most people see as a con. Remember Miss Cleo? I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
her.
of
Yeah.
course I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do tarot cards. I don't use those type of tools.
Right.
Like, I feel like tarot is left up to interpretation and it's not a clear answer to people. And I want to give people the answers that they want and be sure of what I'm saying to people. What I do is meant to bring healing. I don't want to cause any more confusion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
So the whole Miss Cleo thing, when I see stuff online, I laugh about it because she was crazy. She was a fraud. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, your story is unique because I remember you was saying that, and that I ain't never heard like a somebody that's being a bodybuilder and they're a psychic at the same time. So
yeah,
I'm like, wow,
I
I
like to
really
stay.
wasn't.
I like to stay away from the term psychic because of the
Yeah,
stigma.
yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? Because people hear psychic or you see it on the side of the road and you think tarot cards and, which
Right,
is part of it. Everybody's gift is different. You know what I mean?
right.
Some people do tarot, some people read like I do with different tools and things like that. Some people just get visions. But psychic is it's like calling somebody a witch today, right? There's a
Yeah,
stigma to it. So medium, that's what I stick with because I'm able to go between the living and the dead.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, you got somebody here, the Red Samurai Ninja. Hello, Erica. Do you
hi.
know this person? Or Red Samurai?
I,
How are
I do
you?
not. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, yeah. Like so, like when you not working out, like how are you able to be consistent with the diet, with your diet? I mean,
Well, really, it's just discipline. I mean, I've been disciplined for so many years now with my diet.
yeah,
Going into a bodybuilding diet wasn't very hard for me because I kind of did it on my own way before. Um, and I know what I'm working towards, and I don't want to screw it up. So it's very easy for me to stick with the diet.
yeah,
So it's getting hard because my calories are going lower and lower and lower as I get closer to the stage. But I'm dedicated, disciplined, and nothing is stopping me. So
yeah. How was prep for you? Like, do you get the frustrations and all that stuff?
yeah, you'd have to ask my husband.
Oh, I know I know you don't have to go further. I
I'm
know.
like, I'm like, please, just this isn't me. I'm up and down. You know,
Yeah,
some days, most days I'm okay, but I have my moments where I'm like, fuck.
yeah, yeah,
I'm a control freak. We all are as
yeah,
bodybuilders. So
yeah. So,
You
so
know,
with the
there's the edgy
oh,
part or not.
oh.
But
No, go
what
ahead.
was
Yeah,
that?
go ahead. No, go ahead, because I thought you was finished. I thought you when you stopped,
No,
I
I
was
was just
gonna.
saying I have equal parts normal and then edgy, you know,
Yeah,
good days and bad days. So
yeah. I think it's something that he got to get used to. That's all. Yeah, I didn't understand the behavior patterns, to my boy all the way George Page was telling me, yeah, you have to be patient with them because they have less carbs and all that stuff. I'm like,
yeah. No, my calories are super low and I keep reminding him, I'm like, please, you know this is not me. Like I feel bad. Like, cause you know, my calories are low, I'll snap at him or something like that. And then later on, I'm like, you know, after being angry and I'm done, I'm like, I come back to him, I'm like, I'm so sorry, you know, like, please remember I'm in prep. It's really hard. And I apologize for being mean to you, you know.
yeah.
So,
Do the spirits bother you at times?
do they bother me?
Yeah, like when you on, it's a little joke, but like,
They don't, you cut out a little bit, but they don't bother me per se,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Um, they kind of have free reign when I get visions, when I'm like
okay,
asleep or in between sleep. Um, they can, like I told you on our last house, where most of the footage of all the spirits that were there, they could, because there's so much energy in one space, and then me and my husband, two living beings, they can tend to ping pong ball the energy, and whether it's good or bad, and you know, it can be frustrating. Sometimes it can bring about anger and things like that. But since we moved to our second house, I already knew and asked Spirit, you know, would they come with me? And Spirit told me that only a few would come here. And there's only a few that come in and out of here. So there's not a lot of, like I said, Grand Central Station activity coming in and out, so to speak.
yeah,
So that's just part of the gift. They touch me when they want to. They let me know when they're here. They let me know that they can hear what I'm saying. And I promise I'm not nuts. It's the truth.
no, I don't. I wouldn't believe that you're nuts. I've heard things, in my day. I've heard people. Now, I don't think I'll go with too deep into it, but I that people can see. People can see the future. They call it retrocognition, cognition type
Yep.
of stuff. That's why I was acting
Yeah,
like with
premonitions.
AI and stuff.
Yeah, I used to get premonitions before my brother was murdered.
Yeah,
I used to get a lot of premonitions. I don't get them so much anymore because
right.
I'm like, I'm like a lighthouse for the dead. They just kind of are attracted to me. But before my brother was murdered, I would see things before they would happen, you know, and that kind of just went away. As you grow into your abilities, they tend to transform and change, and it's not a set thing. You grow and you know, get bigger, so to speak. You take
Yeah,
on more shit from the other side. So,
yeah. I'm gonna share you something. I remember when I was a kid. You know, there was this woman, like, like in my living room and stuff, and I didn't know who she was. So I asked my mother, like, who was the lady, and so she ain't know what I was talking about. So she went in the living room.
mm,
Nobody was there. So I'm like, I don't remember it, but she told me about it. So, and I think she
yeah,
knew who, she had an idea who, what I was talking about, because I
mm,
think it was like one of my family members. I don't really know my family members like that, but
right.
that's how far I could tell you with that one. But yeah,
And that's because you are a child, and children they're open, way open to
yeah,
seeing, you know, the other side and spirits and things like that.
yeah,
So I don't see, sometimes. I'll think I'm seeing them, but I don't usually get visuals of them
Yeah,
unless I'm catching it on my camera, like my night vision cameras in my house. They don't like tower over me or appear full apparition. I think there was one time I did get a full apparition of a woman in this house. I didn't know who she was, and I channeled, and spirit told me. I said, they said that she's a woman. She's a spirit. She's here protecting you. She's not one of my spirit guides, but she's just a spirit that's here protecting. That's all that they would tell me. Other than that, I don't get like the visual, so to speak,
yeah.
of them walking around.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I mean, some of them, they like some of these TV shows. They talk and some stuff on YouTube. They have like videos of people encountering spirits and all that stuff. Sometimes I
mm-hmm.
don't want to like watch that, listen to it too much because it
Yeah, it
has
can get into
energy
your
for me.
head.
Yeah,
It can get into your head, and
yeah,
I feel
it's
like
it's not a good
movies
feeling.
and television, yeah, movies and television has distorted what being a medium and being in touch with the other side really is. They take it to a
Yeah,
really dark, shitty place when it's
yeah,
not like that. Most of the time, these spirits, if they're coming to you and you're open, they're not of malicious intent. The movies makes it crazy and makes you afraid and it gets into your brain. Like I don't watch stuff like that either.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was one movie that I've seen. I forgot it. It was with Nicole Kidman, and
mhm,
she. This was like it takes place like somewhere in the 40s or something like that, and she lived in
mhm,
this big house and stuff, and her husband went off to war, and so she was alone with with her kids, and
mhm.
then all of a sudden, like the housekeeper came, and to make it short, you know, she was dead, but she didn't realize she was dead. She thought that people
Um,
was haunting her and stuff, but she was doing
oh,
the haunting. She was doing the haunting, and
right.
like this medium was kind of like reaching contact with her, like and her
Mhm.
kids. She killed the kids and she killed herself, but she didn't realize it till like
Oh my God.
she started remembering that what she done. And so the housekeepers, she at first she thought that they were ghosts, but they was trying to do
Mhm.
harm to her, but they was just telling her that they were slowly telling her that
Dead.
she was dead.
Yeah.
She didn't
Yeah.
realize it till she started
Mhm.
seeing like other people were in the house and
Right.
they felt the contact within her and her kids and stuff, but she didn't
Right.
realize it till yeah. So that was a movie and stuff. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've never seen that before,
yeah.
but that
I don't know.
sounds scary.
Maybe yeah, maybe you can check it. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't look at it as a scary. I looked at it as like a like really
Well,
something sad because
yeah. Well,
you
what I
know
will tell you is that people that die traumatic deaths, they don't transition the same way somebody who is elderly
yeah,
dies.
I've heard that before. I've heard that
They
before.
don't,
Yeah,
because they don't realize, like my brother, a murder, an accident. They're But they go to what's called the angelic center, where they're with angels and family members and people counseling them so that they can understand and accept their death. So my brother, when he transitioned, he was very angry and disoriented and confused. He let me know that he was ambushed. I mean, I saw a medium and she told me things that she would, nobody knew. She didn't know me from anybody, you know, but she explained to me, those type of deaths go to the angelic center and it takes them our time because there's no time there. Our time, it takes 6 months to a year for them to fully accept that they're dead, and their soul then transitioned to what we know as heaven. And then I'm able to communicate, like I was telling you, when I do a channeling, I ask spirit, will spirit mediate this trauma? Is it too soon for the spirit to come for the deceased loved one to come forward? Or has it been long enough and they've accepted their death and they can communicate with me themselves?
Yeah.
It all depends. So the movie kind of has a little bit of truth to it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept breaking up, so I was like, yeah.
You keep
I
breaking up
mean,
too.
yeah, we got something in common. I don't know if you read this. Did you read this? He's a good man dealing with a wife who is a bodybuilder.
He is. He's patient. He's very patient. But
Yeah.
that also comes with age. My husband's 22 years older than me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 38.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You look like you're 28.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not just saying that. You do look young.
Thank you. A lot of
Yeah,
people say that. I swear I'm 38.
yeah. How far do you see yourself? I know it's early, but I don't know. Like, how would you kind of like look at like the length of you body competing?
I don't want to stop. I
Okay.
plan to keep going I mean, I'm never going to not be in the gym. I'm never going to not be working on me. I'm never going to not be trying to inspire other people to get their shit together and to live healthy. So my plan is to go as far as I can go.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like,
yeah.
do are you like well, I don't know. You haven't really started yet, but like, do you have friends that do bodybuilding, or somebody that, well, besides your coach, you could learn from, or anything like that?
No, just my coach.
Okay.
And she was fourth place amateur, fourth place at the Olympia last year.
Yeah,
So
I
she's
know
really
that.
real.
She sounds familiar. Let me see.
Yeah.
Sherry Cameron. Sherry Cameron.
I think
Sherry.
you might be friends with her on Facebook.
I. You know what? I think I know who you're talking about,
Yeah.
Cameron. Do she dress like Wonder Woman at times?
Yes, that's her.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
Hmm.
All the Rage George Page know who you talking about too. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've been meaning
She's
wanted to talk to
wonderful.
her, but she seemed like she was busy, so kind of fell back. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
she's a
that
good
she's your
lady.
coach. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that?
No, I said that's good that she's your coach. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, she's great. She's a straight shooter. She doesn't beat around the bush. And my results, I mean, you see my body. She's really got me to where I am.
Yeah.
So
Do you watch like bodybuilding shows though, like as a spectator, or?
no, I haven't been to a bodybuilding show. And when I first started posing, I was looking at, how to pose, different pointers from the women that went to the Olympia and stuff like that. But for me, I'm better when I don't see other people. I don't know if that makes sense. It was good to see, but it gets in my head and I get too confused, like watching different women pose and stuff. I got the pointers I needed and just kind of used those to create my own flow and posing. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't even look at myself in the mirror when I pose.
yeah. I mean, I wish you good luck. I mean, I know, like being in them high heels. You don't mind being in them high heels?
No, I was a model for years. I'm a
Okay.
multi-published international model. I've been in magazines all over the place, but I retired about, I think, a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. So I'm used to walking in heels. I'm used to running in heels. So
Hmm. You running
it's
heels?
comfortable.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I can run in heels.
Okay.
So,
Wow. Okay. Well, you're physically fit. So yeah. I
and it's
mean,
balanced.
yeah. Like, I mean, best luck to you. Like, on
Thank
your
you.
show. Yeah, yeah. Is there like yeah, is there something that you want to tell people, like in terms of fitness or spirituality?
Mm, I would say to never compare yourself to anybody else, to always look at yourself as an individual and stay focused, stay disciplined, be conscious of the food, the drinks, whatever you put in your body, research what you're doing, um, and never take advice from somebody who hasn't done what you've done. Don't
Okay.
let anybody deter you from what you want to do, regardless of how big the dream or goal is. Stay true to yourself and stay true to what you want.
Okay. George, all the way, George, he got a bodybuilding question for you. So, are you planning to do nationals when you get your qualification?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, well, like, I wish you good luck, and if you want to
Thank you.
come do it again, yeah, Yeah, he says good luck. Best of good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. Thank you for my guest, Erica Gandhi, and thank you for everybody
Thank
that
you.
came to the chat. Really appreciate it. And yeah, till next time.
All righty.
All
It was
right.
awesome. Thank you.
No doubt.